So thank you, Nadia, so much for agreeing to come on and share your story. I know there's only so many people that are really, pleased to see someone who has been managed to, come this far with their IBS. So I was just wondering if you could start with perhaps telling me a little bit about what life was like before you started the program.
Yeah, I've had IBS for 20 plus years. I used to have IBS-D and now I've got IBS-C. And it at the beginning, it was really tough because I didn't know what was going on, and I wasn't getting any support from doctors. It was all in, they kept saying it's in your head. And so I was just trying to manage it myself, but it was very hit and miss and very up and down. And sometimes it was good, other times it wasn't. And it was like, where's the nearest toilet? I've got to go out for the day. How am I going to manage that? So it was like a head thing and, a stomach thing. So it wasn't easy. Yeah.
No, bless you. And before starting the Take Control program, was there anything that you had tried to try and help manage these symptoms at all?
I think I probably tried about everything. I'm always reading up about IBS. I'm always reading up about how to have a healthy gut. So I had tried various, and not diets, because I don't diet. I haven't got a problem with my weight, but I'd done things like, have kefir, that whatever it is, with the fermented stuff, because that's meant to be really good for the gut bacteria. I thought, well, then that's what I need. That was one of the worst things I ever did. And I've tried various supplements, and eaten certain different things and avoided lots of things. Like I avoided gluten. I became gluten-free and stopped eating things like oranges, grapefruits and stuff like that. And yeah, so it was hit and miss, but I tried various things.
Yes, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that because obviously when we're suffering with symptoms, we don't just sit there and think, okay, that's fine. You're Googling, you're trying things all the time. So very, very common scenario to be in. And was there anything, when you've seen the program, having had already tried so many things already, was there anything that made you perhaps a little bit hesitant in joining?
Actually, no. Because I'd been following you for a while on Instagram, and what I liked what you put up there. It made sense, and I liked that you specialize in IBS as a dietitian, and I like the fact that you also have it. So you have that empathy. So it's not just talking from a professional aspect; you're talking it from a personal aspect as well. So actually, I'd followed you for ages and ages and ages and ages, so there was no hesitancy. The hesitancy, I suppose, was, do I want to go down that FODMAP route? Because I'd read a bit about it and it sounded like tough. And is it going to work? Is it going to make a difference? And there's a cost element to it as well. So yeah, those are probably, but more positives than hesitance, I would say.
Of course. No, again, helpful. And we actually surveyed to see, when people join the program, and typically they are following us for about 3 months to a year before. So again, this is going to be a really common scenario. People want to see who they are signing up to, I think, first of all. And with the program, was there any particular surprising finds for you?
I think all of it overall has been a huge positive experience. I mean, I went in slightly skeptical, but hopeful. And I've been hugely encouraged by doing it. I mean, it's just like, I love the fact that I love the content of the material that you've got. That has been really helpful to read. I loved the sessions, the video sessions on a Sunday have been really, really helpful, and the sense of community as well. And we're all going through the same thing, but it's all slightly different, and that's okay. And I don't think I quite understood that how different we each are as individuals as to what we react to and what we don't react to. So it's been it's been really, really good, really good.
Brilliant. And what is life like now for you after completing the program?
I've still got IBS. I always will have, but what has made a huge difference is that I am now in control of it. Much more in control. I mean, you call it a take control, and it really is take control. I am now able to better work out what my triggers are has been hugely releasing. And a surprise, actually, because I stopped eating oranges for years, and I can eat oranges. It's not a problem at all. But in my head, I thought I can't eat an orange because it'll just set me off. I've had a few triggers going through the program, but I'm much more able to be in control of, well, what could have caused that. The stacking has been a revelation. I mean, it really has. And that has been hugely helpful. I've been away a lot on holiday the last couple of months, and it's always a hassle eating out. But I've been much more in control of what I know I can have with what, and then the following day maybe, pull back a bit from that particular food FODMAP. So yeah, it's been, I cannot recommend it highly enough. I mean, and I genuinely mean that. It's really, really good. So you are very, very supportive, very accessible, and what I really like is the fact that I've got access to this forever. So if I have a setback, and if I have an anxiety thing, I can go back onto the information that's out there and just go back through and say, yep, I need to do this again. Yep, I've forgotten about that. Yep, I can listen to the videos and say, oh yeah, maybe I need to do that bit more of that. So yeah, it's a definite positive.
No, you are so welcome, and thank you for being an active member in that and bringing that community. And I think that often goes missed because people think, oh, can I get this outcome from a group service? But actually there's benefits of doing the group service, and that you have that extra element in there of other people going through the same thing as you at the same time and supporting. So that's been really nice, actually. So thank you.
I think also it's other questions. You ask us to put a question forward each week, and sometimes I can't think of anything, and yet when I listened to the video I thought, oh yeah, I could have asked that question because it was actually there, but I'd forgotten about it. So listening to questions from other people and what other people are experiencing has been helpful as well. So I take notes and think, I must remember that. So that community side of it is a definite plus. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nadia, so much for coming on, having the confidence to share that. I'm sure it will benefit lots of people knowing that they don't have to just put up with symptoms. There's a potential solution there for them.
You're welcome.